What's up, everyone? Welcome back to our Way Out. Today we have a special guest. He's our boy, Johnjohn.
What's up, Johnjohn?
What's up, John?
Welcome.
So, Johnjohn's 21. He just came home about how long ago, Johnjohn?
This past July,
Past July.
making like 5 months.
5 months. And I met Johnjohn when I used to go into Silmar Juvenile Hall. He was there at the time, and it's nice to see him out here looking all fresh and his hair comb. It's a big difference from wearing the white shirts and the gray pants. Johnjohn, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So, as we just mentioned, I'm formerly incarcerated. Right now, currently, I'm a student at Cal State Northridge, so I'm going to school at a transitional housing. So it's cool. The housing, they provide a lot of supports and guidance and stuff, like just being recently out.
How much time did you do?
I did 3.5 years. So I got arrested on my 18th birthday, and I just got out this past July, so a little over 3 years.
Okay.
So it's a big adjustment for me, like coming back to society. A lot of things aren't the same. I'm not going back to the environment that I grew up in. So it's kind of like a culture shock too, because my environment is very different from where I was living prior to my incarceration.
In what areas was that? Like,
I grew up in the San Gabriel Valley.
oh, okay.
So I grew up out there. And it's just like now when I don't even go over there no more. It's like when I think about it, it's just like a lot of old associates and old memories. And it's nothing that really needs to be present in my life now. So just kind of just adjusting and adapting is kind of like the phase that I'm going through right now. Just kind of going through the motions of everything. But I love it. I'm taking everything like as a learning lesson, everything that I'm going through. I'm grateful for the struggles, the goods, the bads, because in reality, my situation could be a lot worse. So it's just being given this second chance to come out here. I'm just trying to make the most out of it. And I feel like being out, I'm kind of starting to figure out like what my purpose is, and just going out, networking, working with different nonprofits, different organizations like who are uplifting and helping the youth.
Right.
It's something that's just brings like light to my heart and fills me up, and it's just like doing this type of stuff is just like I feel like I have a deeper purpose out there than to do what I was doing prior.
What do you feel like your purpose is?
I feel like this kind of just hit me like just recently because with the nonprofit that I interned with, Hoops for Justice, it's a nonprofit that provides like curriculum, programs, and support to incarcerated individuals. So I met them through while I was incarcerated in Camp Kilpatrick. It was cool because it's like a basketball program. So it's like you go out there and like this program like they're good at basketball. So it's like a challenge and stuff. And then once that's over, we go into the classroom, and then we got some curriculums that we can apply to like real life situations upon our release. So I feel like I gained a lot of knowledge and insight from them. So getting out, they've provided this opportunity for me. So I create and publish a newsletter for them every first of the month.
Nice.
With another formerly incarcerated peer of mine. And it's cool. It's a cool experience. It's a learning experience.
You get to work with like Adobe or like those.
And well, as right now, it's like the first month, so it's January, so it's a year long. So we getting everything in the works right now, like seeing what everything's looking like.
What type? I know each like newsletter has to do with whatever the organization is going to be bringing, like whether events or like. Do you also like capture stories about like the inside, what type of programs they're bringing
for
in
sure.
there?
So Hoops for Justice, they provide like programs and curriculum at youth in Los Padrinos, and they're starting to integrate in Silmar. I know they have some difficulties trying to get into Silmar for like their regulations and stuff, but they're slowly getting in there.
Nice.
But like as far as like answering like what my purpose was through this org, they afforded me this opportunity to go to Oakland to a ABMOC Summit policy conference.
Oh, okay.
It was a whole bunch of orgs from Northern California, Central California, and Southern California, all together coming to Oakland and all there for the same purpose and to bring awareness to these orgs and what these youth go through and how to like positively like change like the narrative of our story and stuff like this. So shout out to
Hoops for Justice because
they're a big shout out.
They're really great. Yeah,
my boy Rosalino, you know Rosalino. That's my boy. Shout out to Rosalino and Who's for Justice.
Yeah, shout out to Luna, shout out to Josue, shout out to Lambert, shout out to Alton, shout out to my peer Marcus that I'm working on the newsletter with.
Yeah, they're a great team. They're a great team over there. Were you at the Atlanta when they did the Loyola basketball tournament where all the orgs games
refereeing?
Yeah.
You're the rat.
Yeah, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm injured, so I got to draw it back to the referee now. Yeah.
Yeah, so Lana wanted me. She just called me out there to pull up to go and speak. So it was cool. I went in there. All my former like people that I was formerly incarcerated with is all out there.
You get to see how it's true
in this perspective and like just everything that's going on. Like it's cool. So like big shout out to Who's for Justice.
Yeah, and what has been some of the challenges for you since coming home and being free now and being in a transitional housing?
Yeah, before I answer that, I'm gonna just finish answering like my purpose.
Cool.
But just to like sum it up, like at this conference that I went to in Oakland with them, there was a whole bunch of different workshops being held, and there was 2 youth there, a sophomore in high school and a senior in high school, and they gave their testimony in one of the workshops that was held, and like I empathize with them a lot, and it just bring this this whole bigger picture into my head when like they started to speak. Dude talking about he grew up in like extreme poverty with the foster system, like insufficient everything, and same with the sophomore. And it's like, so when I seen the sophomore, I'm like, that's the age and that's the grade where everything kind of started to go downhill for me.
Right.
And then when I was a senior, that's when I ended up getting arrested. And so the next day was a 2-day conference. So the next day, like the day was kind of ending, I seen them in like the hotel lobby. And like we just started chopping it up. We just started exchanging words and stuff. And like, I'm like, I'm not trying to preach to you or nothing, bro. I'm like, cause I'm only a couple of years older than you. I'm like, but I'm like, you just being here, I'm like, that speaks volumes, bro. And like I applaud you for that because everything that you're going through, like you're here, and I'm like, you did 90% of the job because that's getting here, So I'm like, you're setting the standard, and you're changing the narrative for your peers, like just the fact that they're here, it's like instead they could be elsewhere, and I let them know like I'm real big like on you are who you hang around with. Because prior to my incarceration, I was hanging around a whole bunch of people that weren't doing no good, like maybe good intentions, but they didn't have like the support, and like I just kind of just stood in that circle and I stayed content with that.
Yeah.
And that didn't get me nowhere. And like post release, going to these conferences, working with these nonprofits, and speaking at these board of supervisors hearings, like it brings me a lot of insight, and it's like I'm a communications major at CSUN. So one of the reasons why I'm even a communications major is because I felt like my voice never really meant nothing when I was younger. Like my voice wasn't heard, and it was just just frowned upon. And then now that I'm getting older, maturing, went through this rehabilitation process, like words are powerful and words mean a lot. And your voice matters. So it's like just understanding that concept, and then like I know if I felt like that, I'm not the only one who felt like that. So I just want to bring awareness to that. And then that's just why so when I had that dialogue with the 2 youth, it just really hit home, because even when I was incarcerated and mentors of mine like tell me like, I see myself like in you, it never really registered. So it's like when I was at this summit conference, like it really hit me. And it's like, if I could just have this dialogue and like this conversation, and like maybe I'll stick to him. He's like, maybe that dude was right. It's like being right here. It's like opportunity are going to come instead of kicking it with the homies or doing something, when I'm not supposed to. So just that, it's like, if I could just reach one person, like, I feel like I accomplished something. It's like, why not keep it going? You know,
You're planting those seeds already in them.
And that's kind of why we do this podcast, you know, like it's all about sharing the success stories and that our voices do matter, you know. And like you said, even if we just touch one person, one youth, anyone, you know, it makes a difference. Our voices do matter, you know. So that's really good, you know. That's great that you're doing that.
Yeah, we applaud you for that,
Especially at a young age.
Yeah.
And after going through what you went through, it's inspiring, you know. And I'm sure more than one person is gonna be moved by your story and the work that you're doing. And you're at CSUN, you know, fresh off coming out the halls, you know. So what are you doing in CSUN?
Yeah, so a little story about that before we get to like CSUN. How I even got accepted to CSUN. So I was incarcerated still. I was in Campus Kilpatrick. Shout out to all my staff at Campus Kilpatrick, you know. There's a lot of love at Campus Kilpatrick. My director, Felicia Davis, bro, solid. On my staff, Delatorre, Ross, DA, everybody out there. Garcia, you know who you are. Miss Pat, for sure.
Miss Pat, yeah, I'm Miss Pat.
The college like facilitator, coordinator of Campus Kilpatrick. So much love, genuine, just charismatic, everything. And like she really helped me like a lot. Like I took like 19 units, course loads while I was incarcerated. And just a concept of support of her reaching out to people at Alley Mission if I needed. So I completed my associate's degree for transfer and my general associate's degree in social and behavioral sciences through Alley Mission while I was incarcerated. So now it became to the process like Miss Pat's telling me, all right, we got to fill out your FAFSA. Like, all right, let's enroll. I'm like, I'm still like in jail. Like, how is this gonna work?
Yeah.
So, whatever. I'm just doing what she's telling me. So, like, I enroll my FAFSA. I apply to these schools, and then I'm running my program at the same time. So as time goes on, court dates are coming. So now almost semester starting for CSUN, and I'm still incarcerated. So I gotta apply for classes. I apply for classes, and then I enroll into my classes while I'm still incarcerated, anticipating like when I get out.
You already set up.
Yeah, I'll get out in time to take these classes. Which like by the grace of God, like everything like went my way. And the way that it did, I feel like everything happens for a reason. And it's a whole lot of constant like up and downs with everything, you know? Right. But I felt like the way it played out, like I felt like there was no other way like it's gonna go. So starting my first semester at CSUN, it's real cool. I'm in a jiu-jitsu club. I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu right there at CSUN. And how I even got introduced to that, I had to do like a summer bridge program prior to me starting my academic semester. Yeah. Through the Avalon Carver Center, J.L. Jamaica, third degree black belt. So he introduced to me getting these little concepts going. And I wrestled when I was younger. Mm-hmm. So it was just like a nostalgic moment for me, like coming to do all these things. I'm like, okay, I remember this, I remember that. And then that ended after a month because my semester at school started. So I'm walking around campus, you know, they're promoting all the clubs, the programs that they got going on and stuff. Nice. And I see the BJJ. So I'm like, yeah, let me see what's up with that. And since the beginning of the semester, next week is my last week. I'm knocking out all my finals right now. Nice. Everything looking good, passed all my classes. So my first semester went cool at CSUN. Like this semester just showed me like everything I need to do more and less of and where to put like more time and less time to. Yeah. So I already enrolled for my classes next semester. I'm taking 18 units. It's just like, I'm motivated, I'm ready. Like, I want to start this semester, you know? It's because like, I know everything that I'm going to do better already.
You're hungry for it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, school's going cool. It's just, you know, finals right now, I'm just locked in, just knocking out these papers and study for these exams.
And you represented CSUN Jiu-Jitsu class, right? And like tournaments?
Yeah, so that was another big aspect for me and a whole nother like part of like this whole reintegration process, right? And being on campus, I'm on campus Monday through Friday. I don't have school Fridays, but I have jiu-jitsu practice. Yeah. So I'm constantly on campus and it's like, you know, from faces get familiar and it's like sometimes you're in the space with the individual like consistently and it's like sometimes friendships build like, but like I'm not looking for like, you know, and like this whole idea and like thing of a friendship is very foreign to me. Like, I swear. So it's like, it's real weird. Like I think I think they're genuine, you know?
Yeah.
I think, like, you know, so it's like,
It's network,
Yeah.
really.
yeah.
And also, you think is like coming where you came from, it wasn't like that because expectations was probably something different. Like,
possibly. So it's just like real weird. So it's like, you know, the club is like 40 of us, you know, we got like 40 individuals who are competing on this team, and where we see each other 3 times a week, you know?
yeah.
Wrestle each
Out
other.
of those 40,
Yeah, it builds like a different brotherhood, like having to like not fight each other, you know, but like fight each other.
You spar each other.
Yeah, you build each other.
Yeah, it's very.
out of those 40, like, is there a percentage that only make the cut for the like?
Nah,
actual-
everyone, if you pay your little dues, say it's 160 to be a part of the team, right? And you're on the club, you're up to go to every practice that we're providing. If you want to compete, you do out your little forms to compete.
Nice.
If you just want to practice, then you just train, you know?
Yeah.
Because for a basic jiu-jitsu gym for a month, a membership is probably a good deal is like $250 a month.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, I'm proof of that. Yeah, Tristan's a blue belt. So you know,
Yeah, nice.
So it's like, it's expensive, you know? So to pay 160 and to get taught by a black belt and a brown belt for the duration of like a college semester, it's a come up, you know?
Yeah, it's tight.
So it's pretty cool. It just gives you like the familiar, like, you know, get familiar with it. So like if you do got a home gym or you're planning to train, then you're already going in there like with some knowledge. But like, as far as like, cause it's funny because, you know, we're all in our rash guards. Like we come to practice like in our gear and stuff. So we went to go compete at LSU Shreveport in Louisiana for a national competition out there for jiu-jitsu. So there was like 30 of us who flew out. So it's kind of funny, right? Because we're all wearing like,
you're
like,
you're in street clothes, yeah.
at the airport, everyone's wearing regular clothes. So like you see, oh, you look weird. And like, okay, he got style or something like that. So it was just like funny, like not seeing each other and like rash anymore. And then, but I really felt like the like our club like needed that trip, because like I feel like once we came back from the trip, it just like solidified like this like camaraderie, you know, because like we're in hotel rooms with people we don't usually talk to, and then we're sitting on the plane with people who don't really, and then we're sitting around this airports all day. So it's like we kind of get forced into situations where we have to talk to each other. Yeah. But I felt like the team needed that because, you know, everyone got their own individual like character and stuff. So like that trip just like kind of like solidified the team and like really made it a team. And then it was even a different feeling because, you know, I'm traveling to a different state. Like I had to go through a whole bunch of hoops and barriers.
Just to
like,
get it permitted.
Like I'm still on ankle monitor, and like I'm at a transitional housing, and I've only been out 4 months, and this dude wants to go to Louisiana. Like
that process.
How is this gonna work?
Was it hard? Like, did you have to like go?
I feel like you just gotta really be like your biggest advocate, you know? Yeah. I feel like closed mouths don't get fed. And at the same time, like you gotta like, I don't feel like no one's gonna go at bat as hard as for you as yourself.
Yeah, because no one's gonna fight for you the way you fight for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, you can have all like the advocacy and stuff, you know, but I don't think it really means nothing unless it's coming from yourself first and you're understanding like why you're advocating for yourself and stuff like that. So I felt like just through my whole time incarceration, I felt like, you know, you have to become your biggest advocate, you know, and you got to stand for, if you're doing something right, then stand for something right. And if you want something, then go out and get it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm already knowing, like, coming to this house and me, like, coming to them, like, okay, my club is going to Louisiana. Like, I have an ankle monitor on, and then I practice constantly with this ankle monitor on. So I had to, like, buy a sleeve, cover it up, train with it. It was very annoying, and, like, I get cramp. You know, your adrenaline start rushing, your blood start pumping, and then... So it's part of the process, you know. I can't complain. If anything, I gotta be grateful for that. Yeah. So it's just stuff like that, and I've been real big on perspective lately, and like how you like interpret things. So it's like sometimes there's just like, you know, you just gotta look at things through a different lens and then see how it could be better, because 9 times out of 10 it could always be worse. You know?
That's true. And I'm sure like having that on like it like keeps you like on track in a way. Like like you don't have the freedom to just like take off, maybe
sure.
those
It's definitely
waste energy somewhere else.
conscience on me, you know.
Yeah, like
Because
hold on.
I'm walking. What's that shit hitting my ankle? You know, like excuse my language.
Yeah, you're good.
Like you know, what's that thing in my ankle? And it's kind of just like a reminder, you know, at the same time. So it does keep me grounded to a certain extent. But it's annoying, you know.
I know. I came home. I had the same ankle monitor, and for me, it was a little of insecurity because whenever I was out in society or in the streets, I felt like when people saw it, people judged me.
Yeah,
I don't know if you go through the same.
I could definitely empathize with that. Like I'm very insecure. Like I'm wearing this thing. Like 9 times out of 10, like when I'm on campus or I'm out, like I'm wearing pants or like sweats or something. Cause it's just like the idea, you know, people have got like prejudices and it's like already like assuming and stuff like that or whatever like the case may be. Like you got something on your ankle that's not really like normalized, you know, not normal. So I definitely do have that like in my head. It's like, so I kind of just, but I mean, it's like, it is what it is. If anything, I just got to embody it more. That's just probably something I gotta work with. But nah, I definitely have the similar like feelings about this.
Do you know how long you have to be on it for?
Yeah, so it varies, you know, per like conditions, like where you may be housed at or different housing or per your judge. So like per my situation at the particular housing that I'm at, I have to have it on for 6 months.
Okay.
So I get it off. I should be getting it off next month.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's good. That's right around the corner.
One of the best feelings.
Yeah.
So they'll evaluate you before they do that and like see like, or at this 6 months, they'll be like, you can take it off.
After 6 months, it's like, you know, because it's like their terms is like you have the ankle monitor off for 6 months and then you get it off.
As long as you ain't done nothing or nothing.
Nothing, you're not getting in trouble or anything like that.
And then I've been smooth, you know.
Okay, that's good.
So it should come off next month. And then, what do you call it? Oh, like when I went to go compete and I had to go through this whole court process of like advocating for myself, like I had to write a proposal to the house of why they should let me go. And then I had to write a proposal to the judge in the courts of why they should let me go. And then I had to give X, Y, and Z information to my lawyer for him to file the motion. And everything ended up following through. And then I asked for like accommodations. I'm going to compete in a national collegiate grappling association competition. I can't compete with my ankle monitor on, you know, and I feel like I have a good chance, you know. I'm decent at this little stuff. So like I went in there and like the courts like heard my argument, heard my deal, and they allowed me to go, so they accommodated me. So I've had my ankle monitor.
You had it off temporarily. Okay, I wonder how that worked. I felt good. We look at you like, what is that thing on your ankle? You step on the mats and shit. You're like,
so like my first practice, like even at like jiu-jitsu, like I come in and then like the black belt, the professor comes in to train us. He's like, well, can you take that off? Like, can you loosen it or something? I'm like, no, it's going to come on.
Yeah,
like,
you get violated if you take it off. Right?
Yeah. And then so like at first I'm like, damn, like, am I going to be able to train here? Or like what's going on?
Yeah.
So like I kind of like, because I think the dude was just like thrown off because it's unfamiliar, you know?
Yeah.
So like I asked him for a conversation, you know, I chopped it up with him.
Yeah.
Gave him like a little rundown. And he was just like, okay. So I'm like, maybe he understood a little bit. So I ended up, since now, I just wrap it up like with a little sleeve I bought. And I just trained. So
nice.
Very happy.
Found a way.
Bro, and you also gotta charge it. You know, it's just fucking out. Oh damn, charge it, man. That in itself, it's like you gotta make time for it. If not, then they take it as you took it off.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and
Takes your
violated.
What about a battery pack? Would a battery pack help it charge?
No,
it's like one of those portable ones. No,
It's a specific charger for us.
like the use.
You got a whole
You gotta sit next to the plug, next to the shit, and stay there for like a good 45 minutes, bro. I remember that feeling, man. But hey, can't wait to see it off of your foot, bro. It's one of the best feelings ever when they cut it off and you're like, oh man, you know, finally I get my like.
And also, you placed really high, right? Didn't you become like the first place or?
Yeah, so the regional competition we hosted at CSUN, my first two, I had 2 fights. So basically, I placed first in my division. I fight in 185. My first fight, I fought some dude from UC Riverside. I submitted him with like Kimura, like almost like 3-4 minutes into the fight. And then my second fight was some dude from USC, and it went the whole 5 minutes, and then I won due to points.
Hell yeah. That's from
real, bro. Like my first ever comp.
USC? Damn.
So like my first ever comp, like it was just a dope experience, you know? And
that's right, bro.
Like all my teammates fight and like supporting them, and like when they win, or like even if they lose, like they had a dog ass fight, like hell yeah, like you know,
yeah. Man, win or lose, easy step out on the match. You know, just stepping on those mats to compete, just like beforehand, the anticipation, because everyone's nervous, bro. Whether confident or not, don't matter. I'm nervous, like the anticipation, like so. Just stepping on that mat is a step, and I think for me, it doesn't only make my jiu-jitsu better. Yeah, that's cool, but it helps my character. It helps my confidence. It helps me as a person because, like I said, it takes a lot to get out there, and it makes you a lot stronger than what you were before.
Like you've also competed in tournaments.
Yeah, I competed in a few, and I think everyone I competed in just made me a lot better in my jiu-jitsu, but a lot better as like a person, and especially for me, it means a lot because I got 2 boys, you know, so I want them to do the same thing as me. So I got to lead by example, and just by stepping on the mats, win or lose, like I'm gonna tell them the same thing, you know. Just stepping on that mat takes guts, man.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta get out there.
Yeah,
because there's people watching too.
Everyone's watching, and like it's fun. And once you're on those mats and the match starts, all that feeling goes away,
and it's just you want that other person.
You get to know mad.
You ain't never mad afterwards that you competed. You know, there's times where you're like you can't do it or injury something. You're like, damn, I wish I could have competed. But there's never a time when I stepped on the mats to compete afterwards that I win or lose that I was like, man, I wish I would.
Yeah, that's right, bro.
Yeah,
that's a great feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome. So John, what are your goals, man? What's next for you? We know you're going back to school to finish school, but what are your aspirations?
So my goals right now, definitely to knock out this bachelor's program at CSUN. I can knock it out in the academic, like 1 academic year.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my degree in communication studies. The whole even reason why what drove me towards communication studies is because 1, I felt like that was already like a decent like skill of mine. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, let me just figure out how can like I enhance that and make that better. And then like I took like 4 communication classes during like my prerequisites. And like taking those classes, like the curriculum that was being like instituted in the class, like I liked it. It made me like want to learn more about it. Like I didn't want to like take the easy way out, go look up an answer. I'm like, nah, let me read the reading, let me do this, and let me get the most out of it. So I kind of like what the classes have to offer and the insight that they give. So I'm like, let me just go off that. And then my last and kind of like the main reason is because I'm like the youngest of 6 siblings. And like growing up, like all my siblings are older and stuff. So it's like my voice, I feel like my voice, like, you know, never really mattered and stuff like that. So I'm like, my thing is like, knowing that I felt like that, I know there's other individuals, and it's kind of crazy because I've had this dialogue with other individuals, and they told me like exactly how I worded myself, that they felt the same way and went through the same thing. Mm-hmm. So just that just made me like, now I gotta do it. So I want to create like something like similar to this, and like for an outlet to people to come and express themselves and let people know like what they're thinking or what's on their mind, and just even a space to afford people and just let them decompress or talk about whatever it is may be. But my career goal is to become a firefighter. And I don't particularly need my background in this education to go do a firefighting. All I need is my training, my certifications, and I could pursue a career like that. Since I'm doing this school now, I'm gonna knock my school out, and I'm like, since I'm gonna go and pursue firefighting, how can I intertwine my degree with my career?
Yeah.
So after I get my BA, I plan to go to the Ventura Training Center. It's an 18-month fire academy. And after go work, most likely with Cal Fire, but attain a position as a FPIO, which is a fire public information officer, and without like the without the firefighting background, it would be deemed as a PIO, a public information officer, like just like a lot of public relations, media, like awareness and stuff like that. But particularly, I'll be a fireman on the crew with that job as well, you know? Whether I use my background.
So it's like more credible, right? It'll be like a way more credible because you're a firefighter and you're speaking on what's going on.
So like whether I use that background or not, firefighting is still something that I'm going to pursue. And then I do definitely want to go back after navigating my firefighting career, go back and get my master's. So definitely pursuing a higher education is always going to stay there, you know?
Hell yeah.
But like there's always room for knowledge. You can't go wrong trying to learn as much.
Education is power, bro. Without it, they ain't really go far. Wisdom is everything, bro.
And nobody could take that from you. So what inspired you to get into firefighting?
My biggest inspiration to get into firefighting, I would probably just have to say my oldest brother, just being that he's a military veteran. So the age gap is pretty crazy. So I'm 21. My oldest brother, he's probably like in his mid 40s, you know?
Wow.
So he actually went to war. He was in the army. He went to war when he was 17. He was a tanker. So my mom had to sign like waivers for him to go and be shipped out and to go do his tours because he was still 17 at the time.
Way crazy.
And so like,
and she signed it.
Yeah, she signed it, you know? And like, you know,
how was that for you, like watching him as a kid?
Well, like it's kind of different, like because like when I was a kid, he's already like, you know, he's back from like his tours and stuff. Like he's going to school. He graduated from Cal Poly Pomona, the University of Laverne. He's now a licensed psychologist. But like as far as like my inspiration, like I feel like he set that like foundation, just the knowing that that's what he went and did and stuff like that. I feel like it just ignited something in me. Just like the thought of like putting your life at risk to go save another's, like that ideology like has always stuck with me, and feel like just firefighting was always something in my head and that I've always talked about. And I remember like in middle school, like setting up like plans of like, I'm gonna go take this ROTC. And then all the way up until high school, I was in contact with a Navy recruiter because I wanted to be a firefighter within the Navy. And the week I was supposed to go and take my ASVAB test to go see where I would score and like what job role I would play within the Navy, I ended up getting incarcerated. But as far as like my biggest inspiration, I would have to say it's my big brother.
That's right.
Tristan was a firefighter too.
Yeah, I was in fire camp. Yeah. I almost did the Ventura Training Center myself, but I just took a different route, did the film thing, and then as far as worked out. So, but I mean, it's always my plan B if I need it, you know?
Everything happens for a reason. I feel like everything happens for a reason, you know?
Yeah, true. If not, he wouldn't be right here too.
Yeah, probably on the mountain right now.
He'll be over there cutting lawn.
Yeah, exactly, cutting lawn.
Or captain. Or chief captain.
Man, you are a champ.
The champ. What about the guys back there? Any
what's going on?
Hey, bro. That's inspiring stuff you're saying, man. I'm really proud of you and all the work you've done so far, man. And just want to say that, you know, I think a lot of youth should be grateful to have people like you out in the world leading, you know, being a trailblazer of sorts that, you know, you can show that you can have a bad mistake, a bad day, and you can still get back up and be a true champion, you know, in these sorts of lights, you know, and keep spreading that message, man. And you can see your fire and the inspiration in you, brother, and you got to keep that going, man, and keep spreading that light to everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate your words, bro.
Yeah, Johnjohn, thanks for being here today, man. You know, I'm proud of you because I've known you since, you know, you were incarcerated, and to see you become the young man that you've becoming, it's inspiring. It's real easy to you know, get caught up in the negativity. That's the easy thing to do. The hard thing to do is to take the road less traveled by and do the right thing. It's a slow process, but when you get to your destination, it's gonna make it that much more rewarding. So proud of you, bro. Thanks for coming and sharing your story today. I'm sure you're gonna inspire more than one, more than two, but many, maybe even a whole generation of people. Can't wait to have you back and talk about your progress.
The first of many.
Yes,
sir. One thing before like we even hop up off this and all this, like, was my main thing that got me like through my whole incarceration. It's like what's really kind of keeping me grounded now is like my mom's, you know, faithfully, like every Sunday, bro, my mom, she coming out there wherever, like, whether I'm in Silmar or I'm in Kilpatrick or like, you know, she's coming out there like every week. And I'll be like, Mom, like it's raining, like don't come out here. Like I'm gonna be in the unit all day. Like don't trip, like stay home. Like I don't want you to drive. Like she'll tell me she's not coming. And I'm chilling, laying down, like on my little cot or something.
You gotta visit.
Yeah, Gomez, you gotta visit. I'm like, oh man. And so it'd be like moments like that. Like when I was inside, like, bro, I really love my mom. It's like now that coming out, it's like I just gotta cherish her like the utmost, you know? Like she the most deserving of like deserving. So just like before we hop off, just pay some time with some of my mom, bro. Like, I love you, Mom. I'm finna show you this. I'm probably gonna watch it with you or something, but I love you, Mom. You got through everything.
God bless our mom, man.
Shout out to your mom, man.
Shout out to all her real. Shout out to all man.
Yeah, your mom did a great job with you, brother. You should be, your mom should be very proud with you, man, because not a lot of people can speak about the achievements you've made.
Yeah, I'm sure she's super proud of you too, bro.
Yeah, she my #1 fan.
That's right.
That's
And keep using your voice, bro. Like what you say, everything that you're about, bro. Like when I was inside, like I didn't have a voice, and I get what you were saying. Like you felt like you couldn't say nothing because nobody was gonna listen. So when I came home, I was like, I'm gonna use my voice because there's a bunch of people there that don't have a voice. So when I get the opportunity and I come home, I'm gonna use my voice. And when I came home, I came and I was doing policy with ARC, and I got in front of a big crowd, and I got to speak up on us being able to vote, like people that are incarcerated on parole, getting the chance to vote again. And and when I had that moment, I was in front of all those people. Like I thought about those times where I was in my cell, and I couldn't speak up, I couldn't say nothing. I felt weakless. I feel weak, and to be able to use my voice then, and knowing that I was advocating for people and for people to get freedom and for laws, so we could be the ones that are actually advocating about the problems that are going on. Like that was huge, bro. So I applaud you on that, bro. You keep using your voice, bro. Like that's big.
And one thing that I really like about some insight from, like going to these hearings and going to these board of supervisors meetings, like they're going to these meetings and they're facilitating these meetings about topics and stuff that's like about us, like, you know, these impacted youth, these currently and formerly incarcerated youth. And they're looking for all these answers, right? And they have all these nonprofits and all these orgs, not to say that they don't have the answers, but they're looking for sources and all these answers to come from. And it's like, where's the source? You know? So it's like, I'm at these hearings and it's like me and maybe like a couple other youth, but it's like, I feel like bigger picture, they want all these answers and they want all these like connections to what's going on. Like it's going to come from us, like, you know? So it's like me kind of just understanding that and like, realizing it like just makes me like want to do it more, you know, because it's like I do it like for my peers, you know, like because like I still have my peers, they still call me like, you know, right there in Silmar or wherever they're at. So it's like if I could do something to change, like to help them while they're still right there, that was fucking with us while we're still, why not? You know,
we got to do it because at the end of the day, how you said, we're the source.
Yeah.
So we know what type of program they need in there. What needs to happen so they could start getting the resources. So when they come home, they're prepared and they don't got to recidivize. And we're planning that already, you know? And yeah, bro, that's dope. So, I wanted to just say, you know, thank you, bro, again for being here.
Thank you
for opening up and sharing your story. And like David said, man, we can't wait to have you again.
Yeah,
God is good, bro. God is good.
We're gonna have to hop on the mass and train with you, bro.
Hey, yo.
whoa.
Train, bro. Yeah. That'd be dope.
Nah, I ain't calling out.
Check all out. That's a brotherly bond.
Our way out, BJ.
Yeah.
Been trying to get that going.
Coming soon.
Coming soon,
baby.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Keep subscribing. Keep liking. If you have any questions or if you just want to have a conversation, hit us up.
You know, drop it in the comments.
Thank you. We out.
Way out, baby.